Guys, welcome back to my channel. Guys, in JDBC tutorial, today I am going to explain you different components of JDBC. In my previous video, I have already explained you what is JDBC, where it is used and why it is used. In this video, I will be explaining you all the important components of JDBC like driver manager, connection, statement, prepared statement, callable statement and result set. Once you understand this component, you are ready for writing any JDBC program. Understanding this theoretical part is important if you are beginning writing program of JDBC. So guys, watch this video till end and let's get started. Okay guys, so let's begin with the concept JDBC components. So first of all, we have already done in previous session what is JDBC, but quickly we will walk through what is JDBC. You know, JDBC is nothing but API. Using this, you can write Java program and you can connect your Java program to a database and they can communicate each other and they can execute query and get the result back. Okay, so JDBC allows you to connect with any kind of database, whether it is Excel file database or whether it is any vendor specific database. It allows you to connect to that database. So this part we have already done in previous session. We are moving to architecture of JDBC and here you can see first of all we have a Java application. So any Java application you can take console based application or it could be a GUI based application, it could be a web based application, any application you can take. So guys, that application is going to connect to what? Driver manager. And here driver manager is going to connect to different drivers. So based on the databases you are using, it is going to connect to different drivers. And through that drivers, it can access the database. So this entire architecture explains you type of drivers that I will be explaining you later on. In short, you just understand we have a Java application. That Java application is connected to driver manager. And with the help of this driver and driver manager, we are actually able to connect to what? Databases. It could be any kind of database, whether you are taking Oracle database or Access database, any database you can connect. Right? Now here, let's move to main topic, that is components of JDBC. So the components of JDBC are important. So now let's move to components of JDBC. They are building blocks and they make communication possible. Because of them, the Java program can connect to database and execute the query. So we have total 5 components. The first is driver, second is driver manager, third is connection, then we have statement and then we have result set. Your entire JDBC program is done using these 5 components. Okay, so whether you are writing small program for fetching the result from database or whether you are writing a program which is going to update the data, for everything you're going to use all these components. Okay, so depending on your requirement, your components will be used. So now here, the first component I'm starting with, my first component is nothing but JDBC driver. So what is JDBC driver? In a simple word, if I say drivers are nothing but bridge between Java program and databases. Okay, your database does not understand Java program and Java does not understand SQL language. So for that we need driver. So they are nothing but a software component that allows Java application to communicate with the databases. Okay, so without driver, Java cannot talk to a database. Like if I don't know Chinese language, I can't talk to Chinese people. So I need some translator. Same way, Java cannot talk to database, database cannot talk to Java program. Hence, we need what? Driver. So guys, now here we have total 4 types of driver. We call them as type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4 driver. And the specific name are JDBC, ODBC bridge driver, native API driver, network protocol driver and thin driver. You know guys, among this the most used one is what? Thin driver, that is type 4 driver. And JDBC ODBC bridge driver is just for educational purpose. We just show like how actually Java connect to a database and actually it is outdated. And the performance of this driver is very poor. Okay. because it depends on data source name. We call it as DSN. So in your system, you have to configure data source name. You have to go to control panel. There you have to create a data source name. You have to tell where your databases is. And if you change your system, then again you need to create what? DSN. So hence we call JDBC ODBC as what? Outdated and platform dependent. It is never used. Second type of driver we have is native API driver, type 2 driver. The performance of type 2 driver as compared to type 1 driver is little faster, but again this is not used in real life cases or enterprises because it uses what? Many API. So if you want to connect to this databases, then you require what? API. So again it is dependent. Then third type of driver as compared to type 1 and type 2, type 3 driver is faster and it is called network protocol driver. So if you compare between type 3 and type 4 driver, so type 4 driver is much more faster as compared to type 3 driver, and type 3 driver is generally used whenever you have enterprise kind of application, network based application, then you can go for type 3 driver. Okay, the last driver, which is thin driver, this is purely written in Java. We call it as pure Java driver. So this driver is actually used, and here in this diagram you can see we have a Java application and we have a drivers available, and through that driver my program is able to connect to my databases. Correct? Here my program is able to connect to databases. So you can, depending on your application, whatever driver you have selected, here it has been shown. We have a JDBC bridge driver. So through that, it is connecting to databases, right? So drivers are nothing but bridge. So now here I have explained the differences between type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4 driver, which one is used. So as I said, this is not used. Nobody uses type 1 driver. It is old. And native API driver, again it is not used because it require API for the particular languages, so hence it is platform dependent, it is not used. Network protocol driver, whenever you have enterprise or network related databases, then you can go for this driver, and it uses what? Middleware for connecting to your databases. And last we have pure Java driver, and mostly used driver in today is what? Thin driver. And guys, if you see, I have shown you some code over here. Now you don't focus on this code. I've just given you this code so that you understand that whenever you are writing JDBC program, how actually the driver looks like. So you know sun.jdbc.odbc, JDBC, ODBC driver. This is the driver name if you want to connect to Access database or Excel database. Now, if you want to connect to Oracle database, then you required API for Oracle database, and you can see here inside this class.for name, we are writing what? This database name. And network protocol driver, it is using middleware, so you need to provide middleware name and its port number, and user ID and password is required in every connection. Okay. Lastly, we have pure Java driver. Here you can see I'm just trying to use what? MySQL driver, and here I have given connection related to MySQL driver. So these are 4 types of driver. Without driver, you can't connect to your databases, right? Now the next thing I have explained here, how actually pure Java driver works and why it is mostly used. So you can see the layer among this pure Java driver. We have a Java application, and in that Java application we have JDBC API. That means we have used java.sql package, that is nothing but API for JDBC. And then I have loaded the JDBC driver, type 4 driver, and directly it can connect to your data source. No middleware is required, no configuration of DSN is required, no API is required. It can directly connect to your database because it is written in Java, so performance is faster. Okay. Now the next thing we have as the second component is nothing but driver manager. And I call driver manager the boss. Okay. because this driver manager is having the list of databases which are available on your machine. And what are the responsibility of this driver manager? The responsibility is what? It loads the drivers, and then using this driver manager, you can establish connectivity, and it acts as a connection factory. So whatever databases you want to connect, you can connect through this JDBC driver manager class. Okay, guys, we have classes and interfaces in java.sql package. Okay, so driver manager is a class. Rest all component, they are nothing but interfaces. Like connection is an interface, then statement is an interface, prepared statement is an interface, result set is an interface. They all are interfaces. Only driver manager is a class. Okay, so if I want to give a real life analogy to this driver manager, so I generally say driver manager is nothing but transport office, where if you want to send something, so you go to transport office and they find the right driver for you. Okay, and you can send your things over there. So now this driver manager takes help of class loader for loading the drivers. This is actually the lines which we will be writing in our program. So we will be writing class.forName, and here we are going to write the name of the driver which we want to load. So if you are writing for Oracle, then you have to write the driver name for Oracle. Okay, if you are writing for SQL, then you have to write driver name for SQL. So here you need to use class.forName. So here you can see oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. So this is using what? Vendor Oracle. So what is vendor? Vendors are nothing but who provides you databases. So in market we have different vendors. For example, Oracle is a vendor which provides Oracle database. MySQL is a vendor which provides MySQL database, and then we have PostgreSQL which provides what? Postgres database. Then we have Microsoft SQL Server which provides again a database. So they are vendors. So depending on vendors, this line is going to change. So this line we write generally for Oracle database, and com.mysql, here in the latest version we have to add one more line, cj com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. This line you write whenever you are using database of MySQL. So depending on your application, what databases you are using, whether you are using Oracle database, MySQL database, Postgres, this line is going to change. And what it does, it loads the driver. Okay, and what is the work of driver? It establishes connectivity with your databases. Correct. Now the next we have third component we have as connection interface. So this is my third component of JDBC. So connection, I call it as session handler. So it represents session between Java application and your database. So now actually what is the meaning of session? I would like to just explain, because here the session is what? Like it will connect to your table, it will insert data to your table or fetch the data and close the connection. Hence I'm calling it as session. So what are the key function of this connection interface? And guys, this is not class, this is interface. So we cannot create object of connection directly. If we want to use connection, we have to take help of driver manager. Okay, so with the help of driver manager, we are going to create object of connection. So now the key function is what? It connects to statement object, manages transaction. If you want to execute, if you want to commit or roll back any of the transaction, you can do that through connection interface. Okay, another important point, if you close the connection, once you have established this connection, you can perform all the query or you can execute the query using statement or prepared statement. But once you have closed the connection, you cannot execute any of the operations. Okay, so connection opening is required for executing any of the queries. And now student, now guys, what is the line for creating this connection? So as I said, connection is an interface, and you know in Java we cannot instantiate interface. So what we have to do, we have to take help of this driver manager. So this driver manager is having one method, get connection. which takes three parameters. The first parameter is the URL, like which database you want to connect. Second parameter is going to be the username of that database, and third parameter is going to be password. For example, here I have given example of MySQL. So I'm writing DriverManager.get connection JDBC colon MySQL. So you know, guys, what is this? This is nothing but protocol. So JDBC colon MySQL colon double slash. What is use of this protocol? Because it is going to handle what communication between Java program and your databases. Hence, we require this. And then my database is installed on my system, local system. Hence, I need to pass localhost colon. Whenever you install MySQL, the port number is going to be 3306. And after that, you need to pass your database name. Once you install MySQL, you will be creating database. Then only you can create tables. So that database you need to pass. See, on your MySQL, you can have multiple database, but your program is going to connect to which database, that you need to write over here. And the next parameter, you need to pass username. Generally, in MySQL, the username is root. And then third parameter, we need to pass password. So what it will do, it will establish connectivity to your database, right? So here you can see now my connection object is created. So we cannot directly instantiate. We can instantiate this through driver manager. Hence I said that driver manager is a transport manager. Now the fourth component we have as statement interface. Again, guys, statement is an interface. It is not class. So if I want to use statement, I cannot instantiate or create object of this statement. I have to take help of connection for creating object of statement. The way we did for connection, we use driver manager for creating object of connection. Similarly, we will be creating object of statement through what? Connection. Okay, so using statement, we can execute any queries, whether it is the query of select, insert, update, delete, whatever query you write in SQL, all queries you can execute through Java using this connection. So what it does, it sends SQL command to the database. So if you write this query like insert query, update query, delete query, so that query will be sent to your database. Database will execute the query and it will return result to your Java program. And now how we create object of this statement? So for that we have to write con.create statement. And guys, what is this con? Con is nothing but object of connection which we created in previous slide, right? So when you are writing a Java program, you have to follow certain steps. I'll tell you what step is to be followed. So once you created connection object, you can create object of what? Statement. Now, after creating object of this statement, I can execute any type of queries, right? So now statement is having various subclasses and they are or types of statement we have. So we have prepared statement and we have callable statement. So first of all, let me just tell you statement just now we have discussed. It is used for executing any queries. But let me tell you guys, this statement is not secure. Okay, it is not secure. We can have SQL injection on this. So what is SQL injection? SQL injection is nothing but one attack which is done on databases. So using this, our entire database can be deleted and anything can be modified. So statement is not secure. There is a risk of SQL injection. And generally, whenever I'm having any static query, I go for statement. So let me just show you how this static queries look like. So here, if you see, I have one query, create table account, account number, account name, balance, and account type. Okay, this is my query. My another query is insert into account values. 1 comma SYCS, that is nothing but 1 is nothing but account number, account holder name, and this is nothing but balance, and this is nothing but type of account, saving or current. So what is happening? This is nothing but static value. Okay, we call it a static value. Why I am calling it a static value? Because the value is not coming at runtime. The values we have passed during what program only. So hence, the slide was saying that it is used for executing what static query. So generally we don't use statement, rather what we use prepared statement, and it is mostly used. Okay, so what happens in prepared statement? Rather than having static query, what we do, we use parameter placeholders, and the value of parameter placeholder can come at runtime. So here, if you see, I have created object of prepared statement again with the help of what connection, because prepared statement is again interface. You cannot instantiate directly. So select star from student where ID is equal to question mark. So here I am not passing ID in my program. This ID can come at runtime through your text boxes or through user input. And then you change the value. Now here I have passed 101. You can replace this 101 through the value of text boxes or through the user input. So this is called dynamic query. Okay, this is called dynamic query. So prepared statement is mostly used, and it have what pre-compiled query. Like this query is compiled at what compile time, not at runtime. Only the value is replaced at runtime. It is faster because half of the thing is done during compilation time. It is secure because SQL injection attack cannot be done through prepared statement. Okay, if you want to read more about SQL injection, you can just go to any of the site and you can read about how actually SQL injection is done. This attack is quite popular attack. Now the third statement type we have as callable statement. So if you have done PLSQL, you might have done what procedure and functions in PLSQL. So if you want to call stored procedure from your database, or if you want to create any stored procedure in your database through Java, then you have to use what callable statement. Again, callable statement is interface. For creating it, you have to use object of connection. Okay, now in this slide, I'm just trying to explain you like how you execute queries. So for executing queries, you need to create query and then you need to call methods of this statement, prepared statement or callable statement. And the important method we have as execute and execute update. So whenever you have create command, create table, create indexes, create databases, create sequences, any this command you have, or I can say DDL command, then you can go for what execute method. And whenever you have insert command, update command, delete command, you can use execute update method. This method is available for statement interface, for prepared statement interface, as well as for callable statement interface. So for all statements, it is available. You can use the methods. Now my last component is what? Result set. Okay, so again, result set is not class, it is interface. Only one class we have, that is driver manager. So what is result set? As the name implies, result set. It stores what? Set of the result. So just imagine you have written one query in your SQL select star from employee. So what will happen? You will get all the data of employee. Can I store that entire table data in a string variable? No, I cannot store. So for that, we should have a special type of variable which can hold all the table data or result of select query. So for that we have result set. So it stores result written by select query and it acts like a table in Java, right? And so what will be uses of this result set? You can use it for reading a row. You can use it for accessing a column. Okay, so these are different uses of result set. So you can see here I'm writing select star from student. So you know star means what? All the rows. So whatever rows I'm having in my student table, that will be written. And which method I'm using? Execute query. And it is using what? Object of statement. You can use object of prepared statement also. So whatever is the result, that will be stored where? That will be stored in my result set variable. Okay, so this returns what? Result set, because here the value will be what? Nothing but rows and column. And for storing rows and column, we can't use string data type. Okay, so result set is used for storing result of a select query, and the method which we use as execute query. So till now we have understood three methods: execute, execute update, and execute query. Now guys, another use of result set, if you want to retrieve any particular value from your table. So what you can do, you can use rs dot get triple x method. So why I'm calling get triple x? Because this triple x can be replaced by the data type of your column. So get int, get string, get double, get float, get char, and so on. So if you see this code, don't focus more on code. This I have just put for your understanding purpose. So actually what this code is doing, it is using object of result set, and here it is using what? Get string method. And then what we have passed? We have passed column name. So what it will do, it will go to your table and it will fetch the name column. And we are writing this in while loop, while rs.next. That means until the end of table is read all the column. Sorry, until the end of table is read all the name column. Okay, so if you have 10 name, 100 name, it will read all the names and it will display, because we have written system.out.println. So get triple x method is used for retrieving the value. Also, we have methods for navigating. Okay, what is the navigation means over here? Like you want to move to the first record, last record, previous record, next record. So we have methods for that also, and that is done through a cursor of result set. So what is cursor? It always points to a row in the result set. So if you have hundreds of rows written by your select query, so this result set points to what? First row. And then if you move to the next row through rs.next method, it points to the next row, and so on. So it has next method. What next method does? It moves to the next record. If you are on the first record and if you call rs.next, it will move to the second record. Then rs.next, it will move to the third record, and so on. But one thing, it is always forward only. Like you can always go from 1, 2, 3, and so on. You cannot, if you are on the third record, you want to go back to the second record, you cannot go. So for that, what we have another method, that is rs.previous. So rs.previous take you backward. Okay, so if you are on the fifth record, you can go to fourth, third, second, and first record. And then another navigation method we have as first. Wherever you are, on whatever row you are, rs.first is going to the first row of your data. And rs.last is going to take you on the last row of your data. Okay, so these are the navigation methods, very useful method if you want to show your entire table, or if you want to create a UI and where you want to keep a button first, next, last, previous, so that user can navigate to your data, then you can use this method. Okay, so that was all about your components. One more component we can consider, that is exception. So SQL exception class is there, that is used for handling your exceptions. Okay, so now here I have shown the interaction flow, actually how the components interacts each other. So first of all, we will be loading the driver. So which line we will be writing? We will be writing class dot for name. Okay, so class dot for name we will be writing for loading the driver. And next we will be having what? Establishing connection. So we will be writing connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. That line we are going to write for establishing the connection. Next, we will be creating statement. You can create statement, prepared statement, callable statement, any object based on your requirement. Next, we will be executing query. So depending on the query, whether it is insert query, update query, delete query, select query, we will be writing method. So it could be execute method, execute update method, or execute query method. And whatever result will be written, that we will be displaying. And finally, we will be closing the connection. Always close the connection because it is good habit to close connection or whatever object you have created, so that memory gets clear. Okay, so these are some important steps which actually we follow whenever we write any JDBC program. So this completes my topic of JDBC component. I hope guys you really enjoyed watching this video. I tried to explain this in simple words. I know the video has become little lengthier because there were so many topic which has to be explained over here. Now guys, you are ready for writing any JDBC program. So in my upcoming video, I'm going to show you how to create connection using this JDBC and how to connect to your databases. So I will be using MySQL databases and I will be connecting to MySQL databases through my Java program. Guys, I conclude my video. I hope you really like this video. If yes, then don't forget to hit on like button, and if you have any query you can put in comment box. I will surely reply to your queries. And guys, if the video is really help you, then please share with your friends. I'm there on different social media. All my social media handle I have given in description box. You can join me through that also. I'm having my website. All these JDBC notes you can find on my website also. I will provide link in description box. Also guys, if you're coming first time to my channel, do subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive updates from this channel. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you in my next video. Till that, bye bye, take care, keep watching and keep learning guys.